Hi, everyone. It's Jen. So you've decided it's time, whether it's the pacifier that's been your baby's best friend for 2 years or the thumb that's become a constant companion. You're ready to help your child move on from this habit. And you're probably feeling a mix of determination and dread, right? Because you know this might involve some tears, some resistance, and a whole lot of patience. Here's what I want you to know up front. There are evidence based ways to do this that minimize distress and maximize success. You don't have to choose between going cold turkey and dragging it out forever. The approach that works best depends on your child's age, temperament, and the specific habit you're addressing. Today, I'm giving you the practical, research backed strategies for weaning from pacifiers and stopping thumb sucking, including what works, what doesn't, and how to know when you're ready. Let's do this. First, let's talk about timing because too early can make this harder than it needs to be. For pacifiers, the research suggests the ideal window for pacifier weaning is between 12 to 36 months. It's a huge wide range. The most success happens around 18 to 24 months. Why this window? Before 12 months, pacifiers still serve an important SIDS protection function and self soothing role. Between 12 and 24 months, kids are developing language and can start understanding simple commands and explanations. After 36 months, habits are more entrenched and peer awareness can make it socially complicated to do. The American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry recommends weaning by age 3 to prevent the dental issues that can come. So here you have some flexibility. For thumbs, thumb sucking is trickier because you need your child's cooperation. Most experts recommend addressing it between ages 2 and 5, with the ideal timing being around age 3 to 4. Why? Because before age 3, thumb sucking is developmentally normal and often the intervention backfires. Around ages 3 to 4, kids can understand the consequences and participate in breaking the habit. By age 4 to 5, the dental concerns become more pressing and social awareness increases. After age 5, the habit is deeply ingrained and may require some professional intervention. If your child is going through a major transition, new sibling, moving, starting daycare, parents separating, consider waiting. Adding stress during already stressful times can increase reliance on those comfort habits. So before you start, assess whether you and your child are truly ready. Research shows that commitment and consistency are the biggest predictors of success. So the parent readiness checklist includes, are you prepared for potentially difficult nights for up to a week? Can both caregivers stay consistent with the approach? Are you doing this because you're ready, not because someone has shamed you into being ready? And can you remain calm and supportive even when your child is upset? If you answered no to any of these questions, it's okay to wait. A half-hearted attempt can make future attempts even harder. Your child readiness checklist for ages 18 months plus would include showing interest when you talk about being a big kid. They can follow simple instructions consistently. Have other self-soothing strategies, such as a lovey or a blanket or stuffed animal. Don't rely on pacifier or thumb sucking all day, just at specific times. They're not currently sick, teething, or going through major developmental changes. For younger babies under 18 months who you're weaning from pacifiers, child readiness matters less, and this is more about your consistency and approach. Let's start with pacifiers, since you have more control here. I'm giving you multiple approaches so you can choose what fits best for your family. First strategy, the gradual restriction method. This is best for between 1 and 2 years old. This is what the research suggests work well for reducing dependence slowly. The first step, limit to sleep times only, naps and bedtime. No car, no stroller, no daytime comfort. Do this for about a week until it's the new normal. Step 2 would be to limit it to only the nighttime sleep and eliminate it during naps. And you continue this for another week. You might have guessed that step 3 is eliminating it completely. This works because you're gradually reducing the association rather than creating sudden deprivation. So studies have shown that gradual approaches have lower relapse rates. You know you're going to have some frustrations. Handle them by acknowledging the feelings. Tell your child, I know you want your passy, and that's hard. Offer alternatives. Let's snuggle with your bear instead. Stay consistent. Don't give in after 20 minutes of crying, or you've just taught them to escalate. Second strategy, the trade or ceremony method. These are best for between ages 2 and 3 to 3.5. This leverages cognitive development and gives kids some agency. Research on toddler behavior changes shows involving them in process increases success. So you could have the pacifier fairy. The pacifier fairy needs pacifiers for new babies. Let's leave yours under your pillow and she'll bring you a special big kid gift. The build a bear trade. Go to a build a bear. Put the pacifiers inside a new stuffed animal and explain they're giving their love to the new friend. Then there's the donation ceremony. Babies at the hospital need pacifiers. Should we donate yours to help them? The keys to success are letting your child participate in choosing what happens, making it special and positive, not punitive or shameful. Do it on a weekend or when you have time to support them through the transition. And you have to do follow through immediately. Don't just save one for emergencies. Expect 2 to 5 difficult nights, and then you'll have significant improvement. One study found that children who participated in a goodbye ceremony had better outcomes than those who had their pacifiers simply removed from them. Strategy 3 is the cold turkey method. It can work at any age, but it is harder. This is exactly what it sounds like. All the pacifiers are gone all at once. This works when you don't have an intense attachment to your passy or you have a high tolerance for protest. If your child is under 15 months or over 2.5, the middle ages are trickier. You can absolutely be consistent in all this in order to be successful. How to do it? You just pick a date, prepare yourself mentally, you remove all the pacifiers from the house, explain simply, pacifiers are all gone. You're a big kid now. Offer the extra comfort and earlier bedtime for self-soothing strategies. Expect 3 to 5 rough nights, and then all of a sudden it's going to be a rapid improvement generally. Research shows that cold turkey can be effective, but it requires nerves of steel and consistency. If you give in on night 3, you've just made things worse. The fourth strategy is the modification method. It's less studied, but a little bit more creative. Some parents have success with cutting the nipple tip progressively shorter, coating it with a safe, bitter substance, and breaking the pacifier and showing the child it's broken, it doesn't work anymore. These lack the strong research support, but they do work for some families. The principle is making the pacifier less appealing rather than removing it completely. Okay, let's move on to thumb sucking. Thumb sucking is fundamentally different because you can't remove the thumb. You need cooperation, which means these strategies work best for ages 3+. The first strategy, positive reinforcement. This is the most evidence-based approach for thumb sucking stopping. How it works is you create a sticker chart or a reward system. Set achievable goals initially, such as no thumb sucking during dinner. Then you gradually expand the time periods and you reward your successes. You don't punish the failures. You make rewards immediate and meaningful, such as let's go call grandma really fast. You did such a great job. Or let's hurry and put a sticker on. Or let me put a sticker on your hand. Or stamps, something that's quick, but they're really excited for. For example, week 1, you get a sticker for each meal without a thumb. Week 2, you get a sticker for an entire morning without a thumb. Week 3, a sticker for a full day without a thumb. And week 4, your sticker is for nighttime success. Studies show that positive reinforcement is significantly more effective than punishment or shaming. One research study found an 80% success rate with a structured reward system over 4 to 8 weeks. The second strategy, awareness and replacement. Many kids suck their thumbs unconsciously. Building their awareness around it is crucial. Gentle reminders when you notice it, such as I see you're sucking your thumb. Are you nervous, tired, or bored? Help them identify their triggers, whether it's TV time, car rides, bedtime, stress. Use a special bracelet or band-aid as a physical reminder, not as a punishment. And take photos or videos so that they can see themselves doing it. Again, this is an unconscious self-soothing mechanism that's been around since they were infants. Then there's the replacement strategies. Teach them to sit on their hands during trigger times. Give them a fidget toy or a stress ball. Practice hands busy activities during high risk times. Give them Play Doh. Give them a puzzle to work on. Teach alternative self soothing, such as deep breathing or hugging a stuffed animal. The goal is making them conscious of the behavior so they can choose to stop on their own. Strategy 3, barrier methods. The last resort, and this works for ages 4 plus with your child's consent. These should only be used if the child is motivated to stop but needs help breaking the habit, especially at nighttime. Options include a special thumb guard or a thumb glove that are available on Amazon, something commercially. A bitter tasting nail polish, fabric thumb covers, and elbow splints. Not recommended. I wouldn't say elbow splints would be my first go-to because those are too restrictive. The critical rules would be to never use these as punishment and only if the child agrees and wants to stop themselves. Explain it's a helper, not a punishment, and combine it with positive reinforcement. Remove it if it's causing distress or anxiety. Research shows barrier methods work best when combined with behavioral strategies, not alone. Strategy 4, address the underlying causes. These are often overlooked. Thumb sucking that persists or intensifies may signal anxiety or stress, boredom, sensory needs, dental discomfort. If your child is sucking more than usual or can't stop despite wanting to, consider if there's something stressful happening in their life. Are they getting enough engaging activity? Do they need occupational therapy for evaluation for sensory needs? Are they in discomfort? Are they teething? Do they have issues with teeth coming through? Are they potty training and they're nervous? Addressing the root causes is more effective than focusing on only the behavior. So the transition period is pretty consistent no matter which strategy you choose. These are evidence based principles and they improve your success. Number one, increase the alternative comfort measures, extra cuddles and physical affection, introduce or emphasize a lovey or special blanket, earlier bedtime to prevent overtiredness, and longer bedtime routines with more connection. Research shows that these transitions work better when you're adding comfort, not just removing it. Second is maintain consistency. All the caregivers need to be on the same page. Don't make exceptions for just this once when you have a babysitter coming over. If you're at grandma's house, the rules apply the same. And don't reintroduce the passy or the thumb during illness or travel. Studies show consistency is the number one predictor of success. Inconsistency teaches persistent of their crying and their tantrums. Number 3, prepare for extinction burst. The things often get worse before they actually get better, usually between nights 2 and 3. This is called an extinction burst, a temporary increase in the behavior that you're trying to stop. It's a sign you're on the right track, not that you're failing. Push through this phase. If you give in now, it only makes things worse. Number 4 for this transition would be adjusting your sleep environment, making the room extra cozy and comforting. Consider a new special pillow or sheet set to mark the transition. Add your white noise if you don't already use it, and ensure the room isn't too hot or too cold. Environmental comfort can partially compensate for the lost soothing source. Number 5 is validating the emotions without giving in. Tell your child, I know you're sad about saying goodbye to your passy. It's okay to feel sad. I'm here to help you feel better in other ways. This is different from stop crying. You're a big kid now. Big kids don't need passies. Your validation reduces the resistance, but your shame increases it. Let's talk some troubleshooting. Your child is inconsolable for 30 plus minutes at bedtime. The solutions might include staying in the room longer during the transition. It's temporary. Do not make this a permanent habit. Move bedtime earlier to avoid overtiredness. Increase daytime connection and one-on-one time. Ensure all other needs are met, including hunger, temperature, comfort, and consider you started during a bad time. So it's okay to pause and try again later, as long as you're not a few days into this stage where it gets harder anyway. Problem number 2, success during the day, but nighttime is impossible. Solutions could look like giving yourself some grace. This is actually common and normal. For pacifiers, focus on nighttime first, since that's what matters most for sleep. For thumbs, night sucking is often unconscious. They may need a barrier method with your child's consent to stop that one. And recognize that nighttime self soothing is harder, so be patient. Next problem, your child finds the hidden pacifier stash. Solutions could include getting rid of every pacifier when you're making this transition so they can't find one. If it happens, stay calm, remove it again, and continue on with your progress. Don't make it dramatic or shameful, and recommit to your consistency. Next problem, regression after initial success. This is very common during illnesses, travel, or stress. Don't panic. Just return to your strategy. Don't view it as a failure, view it as temporary setback. And sometimes you need to restart fully rather than just allowing just once. Next problem. Your older child between 4 and 6 isn't responding to any strategy. You get some stubborn kids in here. Consider professional help: a pediatric dentist, a pediatrician, a child psychologist, occupational therapy. Rule out any anxiety disorder or sensory processing issues. You may need more intensive behavioral intervention, and dental appliances are available as a last resort if your child is over 5. So, when do you seek help? You should consult a professional if, for pacifiers, your child is over age 4 and still dependent. You've tried multiple strategies consistently without success. Dental changes are already visible, and your pacifier is interfering with speech development. For thumbs, your child is over 5 and still sucking regularly. Dental problems are developing with an open bite and an overbite. Your child wants to stop but can't despite trying. Thumb sucking seems driven by significant anxiety. There's skin breakdown or infection on the thumb. Our behavioral strategies have failed after 2 to 3 months of consistent effort. Resources to consider would be your pediatric dentist. They can provide appliances if needed. Your pediatrician can assess for development and refer to specialists. A child psychologist if anxiety or behavioral issues are apparent, or an occupational therapist if sensory processing concerns are there. Here's what I want you to remember: weaning from pacifiers or stopping thumb sucking is a process, not an event. There will be hard moments, but they're temporary. Choose a strategy that feels right for your family. Commit to it fully and give yourself grace during the rough patches. Your child isn't broken if they need their comfort object, they're human, and they won't go to college with a pacifier or sucking their thumb. The research is clear. With consistency, patience, and appropriate strategies, the vast majority of children successfully transition away from these habits with minimal long term impact. You've got this, and I'll see you on the next one.